had a little bit of an unusual situation. I became Mr. Mom. I had sole custody of my 3 boys after a divorce, and at the time that happened, they were in 3 different schools. And so I had to drop the ball off in the morning. I would go to my regular job. Sometimes I get a call in the middle of the day, your son is sick, you need to come get him, go out, and then I have to go collect all the kids. And it was very, very difficult in a traditional law firm to do that. The people I worked with were understanding, but when somebody's disappearing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon several days a week, it was something I did for about a year, and it was killing me. And I'm sure the firm was getting a little bit tired of having me disappear all the time. I joined Culhane Meadows in large part because it gave me the flexibility to practice the way I wanted to, and perhaps even more importantly, to practice with people that I really felt that I was part of a firm with. This really feels like a firm to me. People that I work with here, they are people I would gladly work with in an office, in a real space. So working from home allowed me to, meet the needs of my children. That flexibility was invaluable. I've had a couple of local firms come and talk to me and say, hey, we really love to talk to you about coming to join us, but I can't see myself doing work any other kind of way. Having done this for several years now, I love it. It's another thing that having a flexible schedule is helpful for. I've run 1 ultramarathon this year, coming up on another one in about 2.5 weeks. But a training run for an ultramarathon sometimes will be 4 hours or longer. And it's hard to take that big chunk out of your day if you had to go into an office and wear a coat and tie.
I liked my time at big law firms. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the prestige that's attached to the big law firm. It was nice to have a lot of staff and a lot of depth. But there were a lot of other things that came with being at a big law firm too. Rules, regulations, rate inflexibility, some horrible conflicts issues that come up when you have 900 plus lawyers. Culhane Meadows was a good match for me because it allowed me the flexibility to continue to represent sophisticated clients that I was used to representing at the big law firms, and also gave me the personal freedom to deal with raising my granddaughter for the past 7 years. So I would have had a very difficult time maintaining both of those things at the same time in a big law atmosphere.
It became clear to me that clients in Europe are quite fee sensitive, and brick and mortar firms are just in a way forced every year to charge higher hourly rates. And at some point that just lost me because my particularly German clients were not used to this kind of pricing. Culhane Meadows offers this fantastic structure where not only do you have a lower cost basis, but you also have total flexibility on what to charge. I think Europeans do not understand how different the business environment is in the United States. They are not quite as prepared for the shock that they incur when they come here and find out that things are done very, very differently. And so, having grown up in Europe, spent my first 30 years in Europe, I clearly have one foot over there. I also got admitted to practice law there, practiced for a brief period of time, and then came over here and have lived here now for the next 36 years. And so I, in a way, have one foot on each side of the Atlantic, which hopefully benefits my clients.
Well, I was at a law firm that was a national law firm, and they were based out of New York, but we had an Atlanta office, and the Atlanta office was primarily real estate. Everything was very supportive at that time in my career as a single mom until the real estate market crashed in Atlanta. The New York office started taking a really closer look at our office and how it was being run, and eventually closed it. So the Atlanta office closed down, and I was literally given 60 days to find a new place to land. But I had read about Culhane Meadows and the new model and was very intrigued. At that time, my son was in middle school, I believe 8th grade. I remember talking to him about it and saying, well, there's this one type of law firm and they would let me work from home, And his eyes just lit up and he said, "You can do that?" Because I had been doing 2 hours of commute for the last 12 years of his life. I just realized that was something that he really thought was cool because it was something he wanted. He wanted me around more. So I thought it was worth a try. And when I joined Culhane Meadows, I was their only real estate attorney. So I thought it was a great opportunity to grow a real estate practice group within a new firm as well. It was sort of like a clean slate for me. And professionally, that was very exciting.
I joined the firm because it offered the flexibility I needed in my practice and in my personal life. I'm the father of twin boys. I want to be involved in their lives, but also fully engaged in my law practice and have the flexibility to be with them when I need to be and be with my practice and grow my practice as I need to. Culhane Meadows is focused on hiring the best lawyers with the best credentials, whether they're gay or lesbian or not. I've brought my partner to firm functions and have been fully welcomed, and it's been a great experience. And the firm also sponsors events and meetings of organizations in the LGBT community and supports my membership in the Stonewall Bar Association of Georgia.
I had a long wish list when it came time to think about leaving government after 14 years. I wanted to take some of my experience and be able to translate that to the private sector. But I was at White House Drug Policy. I was Deputy General Counsel there. I was doing litigation defense, class actions, Supreme Court cases. I was doing drug policy. I was doing social. And I was running the ethics program. If you're a lawyer in government, especially an ethics compliance lawyer at a high level, you are restricted in your activities after you leave government. There can be periods of time, and sometimes forever, when you can't work on certain things that you worked on when you were in government. So that limited, what I was able to market in the private sector. And so Culhane Meadows gave me the opportunity, even without a portable book of business, to be able to launch that kind of a practice from scratch and grow it, including becoming certified in European data privacy law. And it's been a dream come true. So when I was in government, I had increasing opportunities to sing classical music, and it evolved into opera. Opera chooses you. You do not choose opera. And my performing opportunities started to be a clash of scheduling. And I wasn't necessarily ready to give up either one of those. But Culhane Meadows gave me the opportunity to balance my performing work with my legal work. And in fact, when I was meeting with them very early on, I wanted to disclose this outside activity. And I said, well, I need to let you know about my guilty pleasure, and that is singing opera. And their reaction was, "You're perfect. We don't have an opera singer yet."
Big law for the